Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. I got the idea from a card I saw on Pinterest, but I couldn't find any instructions, sizes or anything, so I've worked this out myself. The measurements I'm going to be giving you during the video will be inches for A4 cardstock users. They will be in the box below, together with centimetres for A4 cardstock, and I will also work out what the measurements you need if you use letter size cardstock, all in the box below. This one I have made using Designer Series Paper from the Sentimental Christmas DSP. The fact that that bow is in the middle there has been sheer luck. I couldn't have done that if I tried to do it, but this sheet here, this Design Series Paper, is all one sheet. I haven't done 3 individual sheets, which is why you get a continuation with the pictures along here. Okay, and inside the card I have a greeting inside that one. Inside here I have a little wallet for a gift card, and inside the third one is where you can write your greeting, or you could put a little verse in there if you wanted. This was my before video card, and again I believe this design was on the reverse of this from the same Design Series Paper. It's finished up virtually blank, so I needed something to put on it, and that image is from Nests of Winter Designer Series Paper, and that's a bit too pink to go with everything else, so I spoke to hubby and he suggests maybe a bird on the inside would help to tie it all together, so I might do that. If I do, you'll see a photograph of it on my blog the same day this video goes live. As usual, this is my first test card, and I've used the retired Flight and Airy DSP, which was from the January-February celebration event that we had. And this one I made as a birthday, so I've got a birthday greeting inside, but I've still got the little wallet there with a gift card, and then the little band of DSP across there. This little wallet I have made using a fabulous set of dies. Now, there was a stamp set that went with this, but I wasn't interested in that. I just thought these was great. If you don't want to put a gift card in there, you could just do another sentiment or a special message in there. That one, I'm not quite sure what I would use for that, but equally you could do another insert into that one. When I do use that, I will share the idea with you. Okay, so these are the 3 that it comes out. It scores along 3 sides, so it's easy to fold it and adhere it. These are actually called Pocket Thoughts, and I really like that. The stamp set that I've used for my greetings and for my holly is called Snowy Wonder, and I've used that, and that comes with a coordinating set of dies, and I just use those 2 dies to do the holly. As I seem to be doing quite a lot recently, I'm using this set of retired dies for the sentiment. I'm using the number 1 die from the regular shaped, not the skinny ones. I often say that I never get rid of my layering dies. I find they're very, very useful, and they're very expensive, so I like to make the most out of all of them. I will list all these products in the box below the video. When I saw that had come up really in the centre, I thought, how could I actually plan that? If I wasn't worried about being economical, which was like the point here, trying to be economical, this is all one sheet of paper, and that one is one design as well. All the designs follow on from each other. I decided to cut this, and this is the size of a regular A6 card if you're using A4, and I thought that would be quite easy if I had a design, this is the paper that I'm going to be using for this card, again from the same set. So I thought what I could do was if I put that there, and then I could fold this like that, and I would know more or less whatever design is there would come on here. In fact, that looks better than the one I've actually picked out. I do wonder if maybe the design should go like that, because the tree's on the other side going like that, but I want to use it like that, so that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to change it over with whatever I've got here. So let me start telling you the card pieces that you're going to be needing. Some of the pieces are the same size, but I was getting myself confused, so I'm doing it this way, and I will put it this way in the instructions. So first of all, you need a card base, a basic white, which measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8. Now if I put these on here while I'm talking, it'll be easy to move them out of the way. So that's for the main card base. For the middle card, you need basic white, and that needs to be measured 6 3/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, scored and folded at 3 3/8 inches. And then the smallest card needs to be 5 1/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 2 5/8. Then you need a piece of Poppy Parade, which measures 5 5/8 inches by 4 inches. Now this is for the main card, the middle layer on the top. And then you should have another piece of Poppy Parade, which is for the middle card and the middle layer, and that should measure 5 5/8 inches by 4 inches. No, that's wrong. That is definitely wrong. Right, okay, let me correct this on screen. Hold on. Oh, that says, because it says main card. Okay. That is middle card, middle layer. So that's the bit that's wrong. And it should be 4 1/8 inches by 3 1/4 inches. It will be correct in the box below. Okay, so that's that one. Oh yeah, we want that one there. And then we want this for the small card, the middle layer, Poppy Parade, and that needs to be 2 5/8 inches by 2 1/2 inches. Okay, so what we've got so far is 3 white pieces and 3 red pieces. Okay. After that, you need another piece of Poppy Parade, which is going to be a middle layer, but this one's going on the inside of your card, and this measures 5 5/8 inches by 4 inches. And on the reverse, you're going to put a piece of basic white, which is going to measure 5 1/2 inches by 3 7/8 inches. Okay, so that was the same as that one. Then you need another piece of Poppy Parade, which measures 4 1/8 inch by 3 1/4 inches, which is the same as that. And on the reverse, you will have a piece of basic white, which measures 4 inches by 3 1/8 inches. And then for the small card, the middle layer on the inside is going to be Poppy Parade, which measures 2 5/8 inches by 2 1/2 inches, which again is going to be the same as that one. And then on the top of it, you need a basic white piece that measures 2 1/2 inches by 2 3/8 inches. So that'll be that one. And then for the Designer Series Paper, you need a piece that measures 5.5 inches by 3 7/8 inches. I changed it over because as I said earlier, I prefer that. And then you need another piece for the gift card holder, and that must be a minimum of 4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to keep that one there so I don't get it muddled up with all these other pieces. I don't know why I've got 3 pieces of that. And then for the band that goes inside the card, you need Poppy Parade, which measures 5.5 inches by 7/8 of an inch. And then on the other side, you need a piece of Designer Series Paper, which measures 5.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And on the other side, I've put an arrow to make sure that I do get this up the right way. And then for the sentiment, which I've already stamped and die cut, Poppy Parade cardstock, 2 5/8 inches by 1 1/4 inches. And the basic white for the sentiment is 2 3/8 inches by 1 inch. Or the retired stitch rectangle dies, the regular size dies, die number 1, as I've showed you already. And that should be all the pieces that we need. So now I can move that out of the way nice and easily. So what we're going to do first is we are going to score these pieces and we're going to cut this piece. So I'm going to get my trimmer over. I'll leave my notes here for me. So the first card we are going to score and fold at 4 1/8 inches. Make sure the cutting blade is out of the way. Make sure this cardstock is nicely up against that barrier. And then for the second card, we need to score this one at 3 3/8 inches. And the small card, we need to score this at 2 5/8 inches. Now for the piece that you're going to be using for your, what I'm going to call one sheet wonder, you need to put this into your trimmer to line up. Yes, you can see that. Sorry, that wasn't very good judgment when I was scoring. It was good judgment, but I should have checked first. So line it up at 3/4 inch here, and then you need to cut from the top down to 3 1/8. So you've got 3/4 of an inch that way, and you're going to have 3/4 of an inch that way. Turn 90 degrees anti-clockwise, line up again at 3/4 of an inch. Now this time you're going to start cutting at 3/4 of an inch, which should meet up with the cut line you've already done, and then cut this down to 5 1/4. Is that right? I hope so, now that I've done it. Looks like it. Turn anti-clockwise 90 degrees and line up at 3/4 of an inch again. You start cutting at 3/4 of an inch and you come right off. So you should have that piece, which is going to be your number 1 piece. Now still keep that up the right way. Oh yes, because it's, no I didn't, did that upside down, didn't I? Oh, no I didn't, no you're right. Okay, so with this small centerpiece, repeat what you've just done. Line it up at 3/4 of an inch, cut down to 3/4, so that should be, that's 1/8, 2 3/8, turn anti-clockwise 90 degrees, line up at 3/4, put your cutting blade at 3/4 of an inch and come down again, and this will be to 4 inches, and then line up again at 3/4 of an inch. Let me double check that one. Yep, that's right. It's just that I can't lean over properly while I'm videoing to see that I've got the sizes actually right. Yes, that's right. And then again, turn it anti-clockwise 90 degrees, line up at 3/4 of an inch, get your blade at 3/4 of an inch to line up with your previous cut line, and then cut down to 2 3/8. And that, no, that wasn't right, was it? 2 3/8. Oh no, because we've got to do in the bottom one, cut it right down to the end. That was a bit we didn't cut. That's right. So we've now got that, that, and that. So that's what's going to be on my centre one, which is okay. Got those two, that'll look nice. Right, now, most of this now is just putting the card together, and this is why I want, oh no, we've got to fold these. This is why I wanted to give you these pieces separately. Okay, the ones with the white on them and the ones without. I made the mistake of the card before the video, which is this one. I made the mistake of putting these in first, and it made this a little bit bulgy. It took a little bit of fiddling to get it sit nicely. So I'll show you the correct way of doing it. So first of all, we're going to fold and burnish on our score lines. Make sure that you've lined it up really nicely. And I nearly always finish up with one side that's a bit smaller than the other. So I'm putting the biggest bit, the longest bit, on the top. And this one. Again, check that. Yep, I want that one on top. And then my small card, okay, that one looks as if it's absolutely spot on, so it doesn't matter which way that goes. So what I'm going to do first is I'm taking my red pieces that don't have the card on the back, and I'm going to adhere them to my 3 card blanks. And here is my silicone mat. So I'll start with the red one, the small one. Yep, that's right. Obviously you use whichever glue you're happiest with, whether it's Seal or Tombow. The measurements on this one are quite close, so make sure you get it on the right way round. There's that one. Turn back. By the time you see this video, our special promotion of the seasonal sale will be over, but I really hope you've all managed to top up your stash with the make the most of the savings. I'm certainly going to be ordering another packet of this Designer Series paper. I think it's really great. I also like the Nests of Winter as well. I've already got my second packet of that one. Right. Right, now I've done that one, I'm going to do the ones with the white. Okay, so I'll start with the big card this time. A little bit of glue on that by the looks of things. Yep. Okay. At least with this card, when you send it out, there's no worry about trying to explain how you actually stand it up, which is always a blessing. In fact, I forgot to look for that thing that I told you about last week, the easel card. I said that I've done a little diagram thingy to show how the card works, and I said if I could find it, although I did do it years ago, so it might have got lost on a previous laptop. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, let me just make a note. Find easel card instructions. This might help, it may not, but let's give it a go. Again, don't forget this one is very much, the sides are almost the same size as each other, so be prepared to put it on the right way. I think that looks right. Yeah, that's got it. Okay, so that's all okay. So we're going to go back to this one, and what did I do with all the bits? Oh, here we go. So we're now going to put these pieces on. I used this one because I think this is great design, but I'm not sure it's going to work with this. And it's much better for me to try it, and if it doesn't work, for you to know that it doesn't work, so you can save your paper. I'm quietly confident that it will work, otherwise I wouldn't be trying it in the first place. Right, now this, you should get a little gap all the way round, just a bit above, around and down here. Okay, I've got a bit of glue there, I need to remove that later. And then the second one, unfortunately I don't remember the name of the lady whose card I saw on Pinterest. As I say, I did go back, see if she had any instructions. Unfortunately she didn't, so I've had to give my brain a workout to get this sorted. But I'm glad I did, because it's a beautiful card. And then this one. Yeah, prefer it that way. So that's the 3 cards done. So now we're going to stick the cards together. Okay, so I'm going to do the medium-sized card onto the main card, or the middle card rather, onto the main card. Now don't come up, don't bring your glue too close to the edge there, because you've got there's a little bit of a drop there where you've got the cardstock, the Poppy Parade cardstock. So the top white bit isn't going to stick to that anyway. Now I only eyeball this, I don't try lining it up and all the rest of it. If it's out slightly it doesn't matter, as long as you don't see any of that red underneath. So what I do is I put it down where I think it looks right, quickly close it, and then make sure I look at this so that they are even there. You'll see what I mean about the little gap in there. I give it turn upside down, just make sure it's nicely fitting on the table. Okay, so can you see? Yep, you can see that it's nice and even. And then we do the same to the third one. Obviously the gift card holder, you could easily use that for money if you prefer. And again, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to eyeball this. And I'm going to make sure it lines up beautifully. It needs to go over slightly. Yep, that's about right. Tip it upside down. And there we go. So the pattern all runs through. Now I think maybe it's a bit more obvious on this card, isn't it? So yes, I'm pleased with that. So the greeting, as I say, it was from this Snowy Wonder set. I've used Poppy Parade ink and I die cut this with the retired stitched rectangle dies, but that should fit across there just nicely. Again, I'm only eyeballing this so that those look about the same. And then on here, I've already done these. Again, I've used Poppy Parade for the berries, and I've used Garden Green for the holly. Right, I'm going to glue these all four at the same time because it's not going to take me too long to actually get them in position. This is the third card doing like this, so I think I know what to look out for. She says crossing her fingers. So the first one just about lays down there, and then the berries. There's a small berry here, so that one I tend to bring up and over. So, oops. Try that again. So the berries are adhering to the holly or this bit here. And then for the other one, which looks like I've been overly generous with the glue, I've got a little kitchen roll there. I've just mopped that. And I prefer to have the holly going this way on this one. Again, it's not going over, move it in a bit, not going over that red piece there. And I always feel that the little berry should be near the top. and this one I haven't joined up onto there. Okay, so that's that part of the card done. Now we want this piece, and this is a piece I'm going to use for that, and the die. Now here I can choose wherever I want, if I want to be economical or not. I think I would probably do it like that. So let me get my Big Shot up. Let's move that out of the way a bit. What happens if I bring it right the way down? Oh, that's trying to jump off. There we go, I think that looks good. We don't need this again, so we can move this out of the way. There we go. Now, as I say, this has got score lines on here. One there, and one there. Bone folder. It's like this set of dies, like my layering dies, I will still keep them once they retired. Where's my card gone? Oh, here we go. And for this, I adhere this down using our double-sided tape, which I don't use very often, I have to say. So I do one down the side there, hold that one down so that that goes across the corner, holding it down. That side a bit short actually, I should have gone right up to the point, but I'll make sure I go up to the point on this side so I can show you what I normally do. Right, so that's gone over the edge. As you can see, I've got some white there, needs to be cut off. Just pop that on there. And then I put a piece across here. And then with my paper piercer. Do you remember the days when we used to do paper piercing? I used to really love that technique. Stamping Up used to bring out different shapes that we could do. It was lovely. Still got mine actually. Certain things I'm a bit of a hoarder. What's your favourite bit that you like to hoard? I don't have any problem cutting Designer Series paper. I know a lot of people like to just keep theirs to look at and admire, which I totally understand. I used to do it at one time. Right, now this, again, I only eyeball it. Oh look, that's almost continuing on from there, look at that. Do I really want that? No, because it makes it a little bit out, doesn't it? Mind you, it's far enough away that it could be a continuous line. I'm afraid I've got a pink card this time, which isn't going to go very well with red. Okay, so when you put that in, all you need to do is to make sure that you don't get yourself caught on those two sides that you folded over, but it's quite easy to do. Okay, so let's leave that one in there. And then the last bit we need to do is this. So that's the way it's going to go up. I hope it hasn't been too boring today, just watching a lot of gluing. But, you know, it has been a great card to do, and I'm not sure that you really need to watch me stamping sentiments. I say this because since I was ill, I don't have as much energy as I did before. So I thought cutting corners by preparing work beforehand, as long as you get a video, I'm sure that's your first choice. And I think this needs something else on here as well, don't you? Oh, I know what I do to all of this, and I'm not going to do it all here and now because it's going to take quite a bit of time. And that is, I go over all the berries with my wink of Stella. Okay, so I will do all the other sheets, the, you know, whatever berries are coming around here. But there's a lot of work editing videos, working at measurements, doing the products and everything. I'm writing a blog, so I try to prioritise for you, and I hope that's okay. Okay, so do those three as well, but be careful because it's been stamped, the ink will go over. Okay, so there we go. There's today's card. I hope you like it as much as I do. If I do put something on the front here, I will do it before I photograph it for my blog. If it's like this on my blog, then you know that I haven't done anything. That one was okay on its own because it's just got that bow and it looks great. So, I don't know. The jury is out on that. If I see some more berries down there, I'll do those later. Okay, so there's today's card, a birthday card and 3 Christmas cards. I hope you like them, and I hope you give them a try. Let me move them over here a bit. If you would like to order any of the products that I've used on here, apart from the items I've said that are retired, like that Designer Series Paper and the die, to die cut that one, they'll all be listed below for the video card. Okay, I probably include that for you as well, otherwise the video card, they're all the same. If you do decide order through me, I really do appreciate that, and when you place your order, please remember to use November HOSTESS code so that I can send you a free product when I send you your handmade thank you card, unused, with an envelope so you can use it yourself, together with a thank you gift, which I will send at the beginning of December. In the meantime, if you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and then click the bell icon by the side of the subscribe button so that you get notified every time I do upload a new video. Many thanks. I look forward to seeing you next time, and in the meantime, happy crafting. Cheerio.